Hello and welcome to Twixt Tarot. My name is Gwen and I've got a really special oracle deck to flip through with you today. I am probably going to butcher this word, and it is a word I've only heard one other person say, and in my head I said it differently. I have gone to Google to see if I can find a way to say this correctly, and I want to say it's poesis. Poesis or poesis? Poesis. And I'm probably saying that very wrong, but the root of this word is Greek in origin, which I think is poesy, poesis, and the definition of poesis is the act of making or producing something specified, or a combining form meaning making formation. And this is most often part of a word used in the formation of compound words like hematopoiesis. So I'm assuming that would be the making of blood, hematopoiesis. I could be wrong though. Anywho, let's actually look at this oracle deck. So the oracle deck itself is a 77 card deck. It is black and white artwork, and it was designed to call us within when we have questions, trusting that we already have all of the answers in the center of our being. The cards combine art and poetry to help cultivate one's own intuitive abilities when it comes to decision making, knowing that our intuition can be a dependable source of guidance. So it's supposed to help us foster our inner sense of knowing and, I guess, provide us a way to start to trust ourselves more and trust our intuition more. It comes with this little fold out sort of info booklet that's two-sided. On one side is some art, and this is from the love card, I think. And on the other side, you get little tidbits of information here. So we have the paragraph that is on the back of the box, and there's more. It says, as an attempt to break preconceived notions about divination tools belonging only to esoteric or supernatural spheres, we wanted to create a tool that is accessible to people in all age groups and from all belief systems and walks of lives. This is visually stimulating and with self-empowerment as the focus. Poesis can be used for intuition, inspiration, divination, self-reflection, or even a way to connect with others and share our stories. The cards are versatile and can be used in any free-form intuitive readings or spreads. So it has a little bit of information here on, let's see if I can get it to focus. It doesn't want to focus here. Sorry, y'all, having trouble. There we go. So it says, it's important to understand the ancient wisdom of as above, so below, as within, so without. What we experience in the external world is a mirror of what is in the internal. In the same way, the words and images on the cards reflect our current energetic state. When we ask the cards for insights, we are really strengthening and working with our own inner guidance. The cards will highlight themes that we should pay attention to regarding our questions, and when combined, they form a kind of poetry that resonates at the center of our being. So speaking of poetry, the very, very cool thing about this deck is that instead of a guidebook, they actually have a poetry library that you can check out online on the POESIS website. So if you want to visit that, it's at poesis-oracle.com. And the website itself is pretty cool. It is very arty-farty. I think my designer friends would really like it. So as you scroll, you get more images popping up from the deck. Let me see here. So there's a little bit more on the website than in this. Oh, no, it's the same text. It also says there's 77 cards in the deck, each representing a different stage or experience, and altogether they make up a life's journey. While each card carries its own significant energy, there's no one definite way to look at it. How you interpret the words and images is more important than its universal societal signification. Some words and images might bring back a past memory, remind of a specific person, or reflect our hopes and fears. Notice the first insights that come to mind. Feel how they are trying to speak to you, and consider how that ties into your personal experience. To begin, we invite you to pull a few cards and start forming a narrative with the words. And for those who would like to dive deeper into each word and its significance, each card has an accompanying text written by poet and musician Megan King, available on our website. Song-like and symbolic in nature, we hope the poems will speak to you personally and spark new insights around the specific theme. The poem library is available at poesis-oracle.com/library, or is that /? You know what it is. Poesis was created with the divine feminine journey in mind, which offers a nurturing energy to work with. As our society has been so goal-driven and focused on action, there's a need for tenderness and emotional connection to come through for balance and support, especially in these unprecedented times. Then they give you some ways to read it and a few spreads, which is really cool. And that's it, because the other side is the cover. So yeah, you get a little art thing. Oh, sorry, I should say this deck is created by Andrea Wan. Andrea Wan, and can I get this to focus? My camera's being a bit iffy today. Come on, you. Andrea Wan, poetry by Megan King, design by Aaron Dawkins. Right, I'll pop that away. Comes in a very hard case box. On the side it says, what potential stirs at your depths? A gift entrusted to you to bring into the light? ? And then if you open the box, there is this lovely splash of color here. And it says, I close my eyes and feel the ancient feeling, the truth of connection, and all invisible cords between us, and all the ways we belong to each other. Which is really lovely to, remember our interconnectedness. As we all kind of go through our seemingly separate walks of life, we all are connected. So this box can be a little hard to open. Anyway, that's probably my only gripe. The deck itself is trying to find the specs here. I cannot. I can tell you a little bit about the creators really quickly. The creator, Andrea Wan, is a Chinese-Canadian visual artist based in Vancouver, British Columbia. She sees her creative practice as a container in which she can allow whatever to come through in her stream of consciousness. Often the otherworldly images are reminiscent of her dreams, fears, and thoughts buried within or shared among the collective. Her body of work includes, but is not limited to, ink on paper, murals, and sculptures. And then Megan King, who wrote the poetry, is a South African-born musician and poet under the moniker Limonella. Her compositions blend sound, poetry, video, and collage into charming and transportive experiences. And then Aaron Dawkins did the artwork, I think, or did the graphic and web design, sorry. Aaron likes to experience graphic design and art direction on a daily basis. Based in Berlin, he works closely with international brands, institutions, and individuals on projects of varying scales. So 3 creative individuals came together to create this awesome deck. And it looks like you can purchase it in Europe, Canada, and the USA, Asia, Australia, and that's it. Now I'm just checking out the website. Yes, it is still available on their website in the shop. There's also an Oracle deck and guidebook set you can grab, and you can grab the guidebook separately. So I will grab that at some point. This deck on its own is 81 New Zealand dollars. The deck and guidebook set is 124 New Zealand dollars, and the book itself, is 44 New Zealand dollars. So it looks like you only save $1 if you grab the book and deck set together, which is not a significant savings. Then they have some really cool artwork on the website as well. So do check it out. Now the deck itself, just clicking in, here we go. So it is a standard size deck, standard tarot size deck, I should say. There's 77 cards. They have a velvety soft coating, which to me feels like a very minor rose petal finish. It's definitely more rose petal than just straight matte feeling. It's got gold gilt edges, sort of a matte gold, which I really love, so it doesn't hurt on your fingers. And it says premium quality cardstock. If I had to guess, I would say at least $3.50. It's very stiff. The only other... I can't really compare this to anything else. Trying to think of any other decks that are this stiff in my collection with this sort of finish, and I can't. I cannot place it. Unsure. And it doesn't say what publisher they used, so couldn't tell you. But anywho, let's get down to the flipping part, hey? So, going to just move this slightly. Hold on one second. Okay, I have sort of fixed my camera so we can get to flipping up close. So you got a title card with a beautiful, I'm not sure which way it would go, image. If we were just to flip it over, it looks like it goes this way, but part of me wants to do it this way, so unsure. But I have organized these in alphabetical order because the poetry website or the poem library goes in alphabetical order. But yeah, here we go. I shall mute while I flip through. Okay, I have unmuted myself. It is actually quite hard to flip through these cards, so I might have to pick up part of the deck because the cards really like to stick together due to the matte velvety finish. I noticed that when I was putting it back in alphabetical order. So please bear with me if I struggle to separate the cards on camera. They are very difficult to separate, and that is probably my biggest gripe with this deck, is how the cards really just want to stick together for some reason. So yeah, I put them in alphabetical order just because that's the way the Poem Library website goes. And I will pick a card at the end and read a poem. Okay, so that was the flip through. Sorry for making that a silent one. It was just, I knew I was going to struggle with the cards and really wouldn't be able to concentrate on what I was saying. There were a few that stood out to me. This is one of them. All of the eyes on this, I was just like, whoa, that's a lot of eyes. And yeah, when I meditate, I don't know, it sounds weird, but I often see a really big blue eyeball. I can't explain it. I just know it's there, and I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's shuffle and grab a card, and I'm going to talk about the first thing that pops into my mind, and then I'm also going to quickly look at the meaning. Right. So our card is test. And obviously this makes me think of, a circus lion having to jump through a flaming hoop. It also makes me think of the judgment card in a tarot deck. But, something that defines us or something that, we must do. And here is the poem. Test. I've been here before. I've walked through this door. I've watched myself fall. I've picked up the pieces left broken on the floor. Now I'm back at this same door. I recognize that I've already been here, but I'm learning I have a choice to do things differently. So it's not a place we may not have been before, and we don't have to do the same thing twice. I like that. All right, that is the POESIS Oracle flip through. Thank you so much for watching this, and hopefully I find some good music for that flip through part. Let me know if you have this deck, what you think of it, what you like to pair it with. I would love to know. Thanks for watching.